Hello, YouTubians. This is Living My Life Lovely. Today is Friday, August 26th. It's about 7:50 a.m. And you'll have to forgive the music you hear in the background. I've got some noisy neighbors upstairs I'm trying to tune out, so just ignore that. But this video today is about crabs in a bucket barrel mentality. So that's literally when you have a bunch of crabs in a bucket or a barrel, and they're trying to climb over each other, and they're each trying to reach the top of the bucket or the barrel. And you're going to see that type of mentality from human beings in real life. And I know I've seen it for a fact. And it's a mentality where people are really just trying to climb onto your back, and they're trying to climb onto your success and basically piggyback on your success, if you will. You know, any kind of confidence you might have in your life, you know, they try to take your confidence and drain it so you have no confidence. And you have to very, very, very carefully avoid people like that. It can be difficult because some people are snakes. Actually, I think quite a few people in life are snakes, more than a few. And you just have to be careful not to let people ever get you to the point where you're doubting who you are, doubting your success, doubting your capabilities, doubting your confidence. Don't ever let someone get you to that stage. And there are people who want you to doubt yourself. They don't want you to be happy with who you are. They don't want you to be happy with your own success because they're not happy. They probably haven't been able to get very far in their lives in terms of what their ambitions were, whatever their aspirations were. They haven't been able to attain it. You know, I can give you an example myself. You know, I was actually in college. I attended college in 2007, graduated in 2010, so I actually graduated a year early, you know, and that was just through very hard work. But in the beginning of 2007, in my freshman year anyway, there was a relative in my egg donor, aka mother's family, that actually tried to do a few things that she did try to throw me off course, and she tried to throw me off balance. So this was the crabs in the bucket barrel mentality she was doing. You know, she saw that I was successful. She saw that I had been doing something, you know, and I started like on my post-secondary education journey, which is something I always wanted to do. I always wanted to go to college, and I had, you know, said that to her. She knew it. You know, a lot of people knew it. So I was finally there. I worked very hard to get to this college, though. Worked hard to stay there and worked hard to graduate. And this chick was doing their absolute best, as immature as she was, to try to throw me off course. You know, she was doing, I'm not going to go into detail about what she was doing, but she was doing two specific things that were real negative, you know, and real grimy. And I did not respond to her. You know, my response was just to take the high road. Like, one thing she was doing actually excuse me, what she was doing was actually considered illegal. So instead of me, you know, freaking out and getting upset, you know what I did? I took it to court. You know, I did not sit there and waste my energy or my time with this loser. I decided to just take it to court, and, you know, everything was done after that. I didn't hear a peep from her. You know, but prior to that, she was calling me on the phone, you know, basically trying to harass me and do all this other stupid crap. And actually, I think this was probably... this might have been a few months or weeks after this. It was actually around the holidays. So it was in November 2007, December 2007, around that time. She had given me some luggage. I can give you one example. You know, the other situation I'm not going to go into detail about, but this I can give you an example about. She tried to basically ask me for the luggage back. She'd given me the luggage as a high school graduation gift, like, congratulations, you're a college freshman gift. And then she asked me to pay for it. So essentially she was asking me for it back. Because I've never in my life had somebody give me a gift, claim it was a gift, and then ask for it back. That's never been something I've ever experienced, so that was the first time that ever happened. And I just said, okay, well, I don't want it back. So I asked a relative in my egg donor's family to just take it back to her. And then she didn't say anything about it. She didn't call me to try to ask about money. It's like, first of all, if you're asking me for money for something that you gave me as a gift, I don't really know what you paid for it. That's the first problem. And secondly, why would you even think I'm going to pay for something you told everybody, including myself, that it was a gift? That's stupid. So I never paid her for a dime, but that's just an example. She wanted me to try to get upset. She wanted me to be irritated by it. And I didn't care. I just was like, this chick has nothing else to do with her life. She's pathetic. She's got all this time to focus on me. When I had moved, I was living in her house for 2 years, and I had moved out. I'd moved on. You know, I had nothing to say to her anymore. You know, I was grateful to her for living, like letting me live in her house, but I definitely wasn't going to be grateful for all the negative stuff she was trying to do towards me. And she did a lot of stuff, said a lot of stuff about, you know, certain family members of mine, you know, that I cared about, in the time I was living with her. And I said, I'm not trying to adapt that type of negativity in my life. And that's why I kept it pushing. And that's what people have to do when they have people like that around them. You have to keep it, pushing. I say, keep it pushing, because people like that will do nothing but try to climb over your shell. Okay. Your shell is your success. It's what's keeping you going. And these people are that crab in the barrel trying to climb over the other crabs. Like, shell. They want to climb over your success. And she was so upset about the fact that I wasn't going to be the loser she was. She wasn't happy with her life. She'd had a bunch of kids by men that didn't care two F's about her. And she was upset by that. So she wanted to sit here and try to trash me, and did her best to try to keep me down. And it didn't work. So that's my advice to people, is just make sure that when people do the kind of stuff that this individual was doing towards me, that you don't let it get to you. You always try to take the high road, because that's what you should do. You have to take the high road, because you cannot let people get you to the point they want you to get to. Okay, she wanted me to basically leave college. She wanted me to be so upset, and I was like, this chick has nothing better to do than act like an idiot. I said that's all she has to do. That's all she's ever going to do. She's miserable. She doesn't have no life. So I said, I'm going to just work hard to stay in college, keep my mindset where I needed to keep it, and that was it. And that's my advice to people. Don't ever let somebody try to knock you off course. There's a lot of people in life that will try to do it. They're not worthy of it. They're not worthy of your time, your energy, your efforts. They're not. They're just really not happy with the way their life is going, apparently, because they have to focus their energy on trying to sabotage you. That's what she did towards me, and it didn't work. So that crab in the bucket mentality, you got to ignore it. Just keep it pushing. Don't ever adapt that mentality yourself either. Don't try to knock anybody else off course. If you're trying to do something in your life, make sure you're doing it legitimately. Make sure you're doing it in a very mature way. Go through the process legitimately. Don't try to knock somebody else off course, knock somebody else out of that. They're trying to get to the top of the barrel, the bucket. Don't knock them off course. Just do it the way you need to do it, but don't try to sabotage somebody else. Okay, that's my one piece of advice. And my last piece of advice is that when you live life lovely.